Because he was from the David family line, you feel? And guess who Joseph was rolling with? Mary, his girl, his wifey-to-be. And she was preggers.
No.
You bought this.
Not preggers.
That's exactly what it's. Hold on. Not just preggers. And she was preggers, like super preggers. Did I screw that up?
And you can get Listen Up for only $14.99.
All right, Jeff, you got me a Christmas present.
I did. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Matt's not here this week. He's getting ready for Christmas. You know, he's got a side hustle with Santa. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, he slays.
He does.
Terrible.
But yeah, you were nice enough. You found this online and you ordered one for us. It's the New Testament for Gen Z.
That's right.
Unofficial ChatGPT translation for Gen Z. Mm-hmm. Now, are you Gen Z?
I think so. I think I'm on the cusp, maybe.
Or millennial?
I think I'm millennial, Gen Z.
You're too old to be Gen Z.
Yeah.
So Gen Z would be
that.
like people in their 20s?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so what I thought we'd do, one of the reasons I thought it was very nice of you to...
Broseph Smith wrote that.
Broseph Smith. I did read the intro, and it is basically someone took the King James Version, which has no copyright, it's public domain, and they asked ChatGPT to come up with, to rewrite it using language for a Gen Z audience.
That's right.
Right? So it's a reimagined edition. What I love about this is they said, we don't have any rights to King James, but we do have rights to this. I'm like, you didn't write this. ChatGPT is going to sue you. So what I thought would be good in the season that, here we are the week before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. I thought I would read the Christmas story from this wonderful gift that you got me, the unofficial ChatGPT. And anytime you want to speak into this, if there's something that stands out, since you're mildly Gen Z, like I just want to have affirmation that this is how you would tell the story, or at least how it would resonate to you and people of your age, in your ilk, right? Okay, so Luke chapter 2. So, back in the day, Caesar Augustus, the big boss man, decided to drop a decree that everyone in the world should get taxed. Yeah. He wanted his cut. The whole tax thing started when Cyrenius was running the show in Syria, just FYI. And you know what happened? Everyone had to make their way to their own hometown to get taxed. It was like a big migration or something. Joseph, too, had to leave his crib. He's like Jesus in a crib. Joseph, too, had to leave his crib in Galilee, specifically Nazareth, and head over to Judea, the city of David, a.k.a. Bethlehem. Why? Because he was from the David family line, you feel? And guess who Joseph was rolling with? Mary, his girl, his wifey-to-be. And she was preggers.
No.
You bought this.
Not preggers.
That's exactly what it is. Hold on. Not just preggers. And she was preggers, like super preggers. So is that how you refer to pregnant women?
I have said preggers before.
You have, okay. So this is not like super far off.
It's not that far off, no.
I'm going to take this home, read it to my pregnant daughter. All right, so it's wifey-to-be. She was preggers, like super preggers. And, wouldn't you know it, while they were chilling in Bethlehem, Mary's due date arrived. It was time for the baby to come into the world. No delaying anymore. So Mary did her thing and gave birth to a baby boy. She did her thing. Her firstborn, she wrapped him up in some baby clothes and laid him in a manger because they couldn't find any space at the inn. Bummer, right? Now, out in the fields nearby, there were some shepherds just doing their thing, keeping watch over the sheep during the night shift. Out of nowhere, bam, An angel of the Lord appeared to them, shining all bright and glorious, and you can bet your bottom dollar those shepherds were scared out of their minds. Do young people say bet your bottom dollar?
No, I think that one slipped through.
That seems like an old time.
That's a weird one.
That seems like something like my grandparents would have said.
No, that one slipped
The
through.
silent generation. World War II, the greatest generation. You bet your bottom dollar there, son. But the angel was like, chill, dudes. Don't freak out. I've got some awesome news that'll bring joy to all the people. Today in the city of David, a Savior has been born. He's the real deal, the Messiah, the Lord himself. And here's how you'll know it's legit. You'll find the baby wrapped up in some swaddling clothes, chilling in a manger. I didn't know babies were chilling. But hey, Jesus, if any baby would be chilling, it would be Jesus. Because in the song, Way in a Manger, no crying he makes.
That's right.
And now I know why.
That's right. He was chilling. He was straight chilling.
He was just chilling in the manger. And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of angels appeared, praising God and having a big old party in the sky. Can you imagine? They were like, yo, glory to God up in the highest heaven and peace on earth with some good vibes toward all people. That sounds very 70s love child language. Once the angels bounced back to heaven, the shepherds were like, yo, let's head to Bethlehem and peep this incredible thing the Lord just told us about. Do you say peep?
I say peep.
You do?
You only peep that.
Peep that. Okay. Those are like when I was growing up, they were little marshmallow chicks.
Yeah.
So like they rushed over and found Mary and Joseph with the baby chilling in the manger. And when they saw it, they started spreading the word about what they were told regarding this child, like telling everyone, And everyone who heard it was totally amazed what the shepherds were saying. But Mary, she held on to all these things and thought about them deep down in her heart. Then the shepherds bounced back, giving mad props to God and praising him for everything they had seen and heard, just like they were told. You feel me? So that's the Christmas story, Luke 2, 1 through 20. I just want to read the whole New Testament.
It's great.
You feel me? Do you say that?
I've said that, yeah.
You said it?
Yeah.
You feel me?
Depends on the circle that I'm in.
So I just wanted to thank you. I think we're going to leave this in the studio.
Yeah, it should go on our shelf here somewhere.
It should. And then anytime we have to read a passage of Scripture, maybe we can get requests from people.
I like that.
Like your favorite passage of Scripture.
Yeah.
If you'll send it to us, we will read it on the podcast and even give your name, saying, hey, this one is special. Shout out to Jeff Wood. His favorite passage is Revelation 1:22. This is for you. It's a special shout out like in the old days on the 1970 Casey Kasem, long distance dedication.
It's good.
So Christmas is here. That was pretty fun. Does that sound just like how you talk, or people around you, the young
Some
kids?
people, yeah, young kids, like it's hard to even understand sometimes exactly what they're saying with cap, no cap, receipts.
Cap, no cap.
Yeah, cap is like lying. So if I were to say something that was a lie, then someone could say that's cap.
Cap.
That's cap. Or if I was like seriously, instead of seriously, you go, oh, no cap. No cap. That really happened to me.
No cap.
No cap.
Does cap stand for something?
I'm sure it does.
You just don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that
I've
keyed
seen
in.
these things on social media like Skibbity and
Skibbity,
Ohio, and
yeah.
all these things have meaning that I have no idea what
It's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
I don't even try.
Apparently you start every conversation with yo.
Yo. Yeah, that's
Yo,
true.
you feeling me?
Chilling is big. Vibes are big.
Vibes.
Yeah.
And preggers.
Preggers is one. Yeah.
Mary was super preggers.
Super preggers.
Well, as we go into this, just a great encouragement to everybody going through the holiday season. One of the things I know is a lot of people go through the holidays, and it's not always a celebratory time. And we've tried to be, aware of that in the church, particularly that a lot of people are hurting. And sometimes people you don't even know they're hurting. They put on a brave face. Yeah. And the holidays, I think, is hard for a lot of folks who are dealing with issues because everything is supposed to be up and good and happy and joyful, and you just may not be feeling that.
Right.
Right. So One of the things I thought I'd share is just that was a couple of tips. Make sure this season you practice gratitude. Jeff, what are you grateful for? Besides being here with me today.
No, I mean, I think about God's provision in my life a lot because it's something I think can be easily taken granted of.
Yes. I feel you. I'm feeling
you feel
it.
that?
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
Feeling
no
you.
cap. But I do think about it, especially like during Thanksgiving, and we're in America and we're in Houston, Texas, and the economy is good right now. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm thankful for God's provision in my life.
Yeah. I think wherever you are in this holiday season, we talked about this a couple of weeks back on the podcast about closing the gratitude gap.
Right.
Make sure you don't just see and feel all the things that you're grateful for. Make sure you take time to express and share those things.
Right.
Or to do something to pay it back, to pay it forward, if you will. Those are things that close that gratitude gap and can be good ways for you to kind of find your way through this season. Make sure you practice gratitude. Also, acknowledge your feelings. I think it's important to acknowledge your feelings. I was sharing with Joseph today because Joseph Clam, one of our pastors, his daughter's getting married this weekend. And,
That's right.
And he was talking about feeling, estrangement. I said, that's exactly how I felt when my oldest daughter got married. I could never understand what was really going on. There was something happening to me. There was a change, whether it was emotionally, psychological. I didn't know. I couldn't articulate it. So I just stayed busy, right? Just trying, like when we had the little party after they got engaged, I'm just, I'm serving everybody. I'm cleaning up things, whatever.
You're doing dishes for no reason.
I'm trying to distract myself because, there was something. And I think, after that, a little while afterward, I had to tell my wife, I was like, I don't know what's going on. There's something doesn't feel right. And I think it's important to acknowledge that whenever you're feeling.
I remember you at the rehearsal dinner for that giving a speech, and it was the first time that I think I saw you like get a little choked up around the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I could also tell it was just so much going on. And weddings are a terrible place to like process emotions anyways.
Yes.
Because you're just trying to get
Dangerous.
stuff done.
Yeah.
And it's chaos and there's people you haven't seen in forever. So, but yeah, I think that's a powerful
The
thing.
one
to
tip,
look
a
back on.
piece of advice is when all the family comes over and everyone's in the room, that might not be the best place to process and acknowledge your feelings about everyone else in the room. So just kind of, find space for that with someone that you trust. Also, learn to say no. This is a season where you get asked to come. I mean, I've already been asked to attend parties and gatherings and, hey, can you stop by? And, hey, can you do this? And we've got concerts and we've got worship services. And at some point you just have to go, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do that.
Be worn out.
Or you can just say, yes, I'll be there and don't show up.
I love doing that.
It's like the best moment for an introvert is when a party's been planned and it gets canceled at the last minute and you're like, that's so
You have
nice.
found time.
I know.
Time that I didn't have before.
I
Now
don't have to go be around all the people.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I think no's okay. Be realistic. In the season, there's so much to do. So many things happening. I think you only have a set amount of time, and you have a job, and you have a life, and you have family. So I think it's important at some point early in the season. And of course, it may be late now because we're a week from Christmas when you're going to hear this.
Yep.
But I mean, just make a list of the things that are priorities that you want to make sure you don't miss. And the other things, that can fit in if they fit in, and if they don't, they don't.
Right.
Make sure you take care of yourself. Healthy habits. So this is the
December's
season.
tough,
I know.
too.
I always think I'm going to do better.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving and Christmas, But man, this is the season for eating and drinking and not sleeping as much. I mean, stay up late with family and friends.
Parties.
Or you're video gaming late into the night or,
Sure.
and you run yourself down. I'm even feeling that now since Thanksgiving. I feel a little like I'm not sleeping as long.
Right.
There's a lot of events and a lot of dinners and a lot of food and a lot of wine. And, after a while, you're just kind of like, I need a break.
Right.
So
Start feeling it in your body.
yeah. So I think, do the best you can to eat. So I kind of, my philosophy is like, so when you're not at those moments of gatherings and stuff, the rest of the time, like use that as prep time.
Right.
hydrate, right? Drink lots of water, eat healthy.
Yeah.
Like if you know you're going to be gathering with family earlier that day, have salad or
Right.
some grains or something that's not, because you already know you're going to be eating prime rib or whatever,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. I think giving or serving to others, we did this here at Chapelwood with Christmas manna and the food pantry. I know people are serving. You should do it all year long, but it really does help us to kind of focus on what the needs are in our community. And one of the things I'm more convinced than anything, like at Chapelwood, we are a missional community. Our DNA is a missional church, right? We're not, I'm learning to articulate this, the difference between an attractional church and a missional church. And I'm learning that attractional doesn't necessarily mean bad. It's not totally a bad thing. And it's just a different thing. It's a different way of like defining who you are and what you're about and what you're centered on, right?
Right.
It's more of a temple mentality versus a go out into the world mentality, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think for us, I found that going out into the world makes a huge difference. So think about who you can help, maybe give an extra offering to your church or to someone in need this year. I think that helps you kind of break out of that. And the last thing I would say, and this is very important, and before we end this one, is to reach out if you're feeling down, if things are not going well and you feel like you're up against something. It's like, don't be afraid to reach out to someone, to talk to someone, a friend, a pastor, a counselor, a therapist, whatever, whoever it might be. Because I tell young couples when they are getting married that what they should do is plan an annual therapy session on their anniversary.
So check up.
Even if they feel like they don't need it. It's an annual checkup.
Yeah.
Find a marriage therapist or someone that you know that you like.
Right.
You go and you just say, that person can help you, shepherd you through, like, so what's going on? What are you feeling? What are these? And it helps, first off, knock down that sort of that stigma of going to sit in a therapist's office. So if you ever need to do that, you're like, okay, I've done that. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
And also it helps to keep you from like waiting until it's too late.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, by the time someone reaches out to us, whether it's a marriage issue or a personal issue, there's a lot of stuff that's already happened.
Right.
And like they're so deep in the hole.
Yeah.
It's really,
hard to come back
you can
from.
get out of it, but it's hard. So I would encourage people. Who do you talk to? Do you have someone, a friend or?
My brother's my best friend, which is
That's great.
Great. Yeah. I call him.
Is he older or younger?
He's older, 3 years older.
That's
and
good.
then I have another best friend named Rory, who I used to work with and talk to him a lot. The hard part is finding time, and I understand people that have kids. It's hard to find time just to like catch up with people. Yeah. And I think we might be similar in this way where I don't want to always reach out because I don't want to be a burden to someone else when I'm going through something. So I go like, it's fine. Like I'll shake it off. I'm just having a rough day, a rough week or whatever. But that's a great thought to have somebody you can reach out to and just say like, hey, I'm struggling right now and just need to talk about it.
One little tip on that I think is helpful for people who may not think about it is whoever that person is, give them kind of an emotional heads up. So instead of calling him, your friend at like 9:00 at night and you say, hey, I'm going through a really time. Can you talk?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I just started Hallmark Christmas movie, and so it's not a good time.
Sure.
To text someone and say, hey, I'm going through a rough patch, man. Can we set up a time? I just want to share some stuff with you and talk and see if I can get some guidance or some help.
Right.
And then they could say, hey, yeah, why don't we talk this evening or tomorrow or whatever. I think if you kind of telegraph to someone, it's like, I'd really like to spend some time with you or talk with you. I've got some stuff going on.
Yeah.
That gives them a little bit of a heads up to be ready.
Right.
I always find like if people go, hey, is this a bad time? I got to unload some stuff right now, and I'm got the groceries standing in the parking lot.
If you're getting a FaceTime call from somebody in the middle of the night, and you're like, "Oh, I can't do this right now."
It's usually like in the grocery store line or holding bags, and or it's like you're in the middle of like actually walking to your car, but. But that's what we do. But I think that's helpful too, and I think that's helpful not only for the person who's going to be receiving and listening. It's helpful for you too, because then they've carved out some space for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of it being kind of like they may not be all in it.
Yeah, I think the other thing to think about is there's probably more people who would be willing to talk through stuff with you than you think there are.
Oh yeah.
I think just within arm's reach here, there's so many people that care and love for people in this community. And a lot of people probably feel isolated even within that, within those spaces. So that's something to think through.
I mean, let's look at our world. You're surrounded. You have more social connection, more digital connection, more physical connection to people than we ever have, and yet we're lonelier than we've ever been.
Right.
That's what the studies show.
Right.
So it's fascinating. So you sticking around for Christmas?
Fredericksburg.
Fredericksburg.
With the family.
Nice.
We rented a little Airbnb out there, so.
You're doing a country Christmas.
Yeah, it'll be good.
A little Texas ranch Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. Are you going to brand some steers or?
I don't know what there is to do up there. I think there's vineyards, but probably not functioning around Christmas. But it's like a German town, so I think you do. You get the brats and you do the steins of beer and all that stuff. So
nice.
Me and my brother will do that. Maybe play some golf if it's not frigid.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Yeah, we'll see.
That's
What are y'all doing?
We're sticking here. We got a baby coming, another
That's right.
grandson coming any moment, any day, the next 2-3 weeks. So
Awesome.
We're not going anywhere.
It's exciting.
Somebody actually said, well, if that baby comes, you won't be here for Christmas Eve. I'm like, dude, I don't think you understand how my job works. I will be here for Christmas Eve. I don't really have to be in the room for the childbirth.
Right.
So I'm like, if I'm removed from that, it's not like my wife and my daughter, and my wife is giving birth.
You just get to show
daughter.
up later and take pics.
That's right. Yeah.
It's the grandfather role. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I get to pop in, pop out.
Yep.
It's great.
I'm in the same thing, but with the uncle role. So
That's good though.
pop in with a bunch of toys, leave it, and then I'm
When
out.
he gets upset, he's give him what he wants. Whatever.
Exactly.
What do you want? You can have anything you want.
Exactly.
Well, have a great Christmas. All of you who are that pay attention to the podcast and follow us along, make sure you like and subscribe and share with other people this holiday season, especially if these tips may be something that you want to share with someone else, I think also. And plus people just need to hear the ChatGPT unofficial translation for Gen Z, the reading of the Christmas story. That's why we started with that.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, anyway, thank you. We're going to take a few weeks off. We'll be back in mid-January, I think is the plan. Is that right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm John Stevens.
I'm Jeff Wood.
And this is Pod Have Mercy.
Boom.